Okay, Loyola Law School professor Jessica Levinson joins us live now for analysis as President-elect Donald Trump prepares to take the oath of office. First question, two of Trump's cabinet picks, we just heard about them, Rex Tillerson, Senator Jeff Sessions, both up for Secretaries of Defense and State, are about to go through confirmation hearings. The Republican-controlled Senate is sort of brushing aside concerns from Democrats and some ethics watchdog groups that the Trump administration officials have scheduled these multiple confirmation hearings that seem to be sort of on the fast track with maybe not a lot of vetting. This is going to create quite a bit of tension.
I think that's exactly right, and potentially even an understatement. The Office of Governmental Ethics is supposed to vet all of the nominees for conflicts of interest and for any other concerns. And so the American public should be assured that when people take these very important positions like Secretary of State, Secretary of Defense, that these are people who will be just serving the American public, that they aren't potentially serving two masters, that they're not potentially trying to fill their own pockets, let's say, at the same time. That when they're there as a representative of the American government, those are the only people they're representing. Now, it is unprecedented in at least 4 decades to schedule these types of hearings and to not have had a full ethics review. And so what we're looking at, I think, on Wednesday is 7 people who will be quickly put through. The Democrats have said that they will not filibuster. And so I think the only thing they can do now is really make it difficult and delay and ask the nominees over and over again. So President-elect Trump said this, that he wants to build a wall, that he's comfortable with going back to this type of torture. Are you comfortable with that? What will you do in this situation? So we're going to hear a lot more about the president-elect than we would in other hearings, but the hearings will be without full knowledge of who these people are. They have not gone through a full vetting.
You talk about serving potentially two masters and at least trying to stop that from happening. What are some of the conflicts of interest that we're looking at with some of the cabinet picks?
Well, what we're looking at is business interests, like what we saw with the president-elect himself. We're looking at people who have large stock portfolios, who own stakes in businesses themselves, whose family members may have far-reaching business interests. What we know is not that much, in part because this is a group of people, again, who have not filled out all the paperwork. It's not been publicly disclosed. But what we know is that I think the cabinet picks together are a group that holds about 1/3 of the wealth of the nation. There's nothing wrong with picking wealthy people, but it means that their financial background is a lot more complicated than the common person. When I became an ethics commissioner, I had to fill, the world knows that my high school principal gave me a vase for my wedding because they want to make sure that if something related to her comes before me, that everybody knows what's out in the open.
All right, Jessica Levinson with Loyola Law, thank you so much for being with us. This is going to be a pretty interesting week, to say the least.
Very much so. Thank you.
Thank you.